Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today. It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and a beautiful shot of the George Seller Bridge and Footbridge downtown in Wenatchee, the Columbia River. What a beautiful summer day today with some high clouds, a little bit of haze, and some very mild temperatures, but much hotter temperatures are coming our way by the weekend and next week. We'll talk about that coming up. But first, the real weather story around the U.S., of course, Hurricane Harvey that's happening just off the east coast of Texas. There's the latest shot from the Weather Service, and the dangerous part about this hurricane, it could dump between 25 and 30 inches of rain in parts of East Texas before it does move inland. It's a very slow-moving storm, and we'll keep you posted on that. As I mentioned, more on weather a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. House Speaker Paul Ryan visits the Boeing plant in Everett. Patagonia releases its first TV ad in light of National Monument News, and gas prices are on the rise in the Wenatchee Valley. Later on, we'll have your sports, weather forecast, and our features story today. But first, you can add John Brangwen's name to the list of people who favor changing the name of Robert E. Lee's school. Brangwen is a candidate running for the Eastmont School Board.
Well, certainly I at first shied away from it because it is controversial, but, you know, my entire position running for Eastmont School Board is that I would be the one to play devil's advocate. I would be the one to challenge the board's thinking and seek more from the district, and I think after I weighed it for a long time, I feel like this is the right decision for Eastmont School District and the Wenatchee Valley in general.
The school district has been besieged with requests by some in the community who requested the name change following the Charlottesville, Virginia riots. Brangwen agrees that the current name is inappropriate.
My position is that while Lee did do some things in his life that were worthy of honor, in the end he fought against his country. He fought to enslave people and led the bloodiest war in our country's history.
Brangwen is in a runoff against Dave Pepple for the at-large seat. The school board has agreed to take the name change issue up at a future meeting. Meanwhile, a petition seeking the name change has been circulating throughout the district, and so far it's reported that 200 signatures have been gathered. House Speaker Paul Ryan used a visit to the Boeing plant in Everett yesterday to pitch the Republican tax reform proposal. During a question and answer session with company employees, Ryan outlined the proposal and how he claims it would simplify the current tax code for individuals and corporations while increasing the rate of economic growth.
What does that mean? Since the 2008 recession, we've been hovering around 1% to 2% growth. It's another way of saying the economy is not growing like it needs to for us to get more wages, higher wages, better living standards, faster productivity. If we can get that faster economic growth, that translates into higher take-home pay for all of us, for our families, and it translates into faster economic growth for America. So that's why we say get rid of the junk, stop micromanaging, simplify, lower the tax rates, and by the way, it's a lot more fair. It's fair. I mean, you may be living down in the same street, making the same kind of income as your next-door neighbor, but you can pay completely different taxes these days because of the way our tax system works.
Protesters were expected to voice their opposition to the tax reform plan outside that closed event. It doesn't take much to get political these days, and one major outdoor retailer did just that in its first ever TV ad, which aired Sunday and cost the company $700,000. Patagonia's ad is a call to action for customers and environmentalists to defend America's public lands during a time that U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke reviews the fate of about 27 federal public land monuments.
I can be a pretty cynical guy. The one thing that really keeps me going are these wild places that are the real soul of this country. A great part of my life I've been climbing and fishing and hunting on public lands. I've been a successful businessman because of the lessons I learned in the outdoors. My business was built on having wild places. Public lands have never been more threatened than right now because you have a few self-serving politicians that want to sell them off and make money. Behind the politicians are the energy companies and the big corporations that want to use up those natural resources. It's just greed. This belongs to us. This belongs to all of the people in America. It's our heritage. I hope my kids and grandkids will have the same experiences that I have. Our Secretary of the Interior, Zinke, has said he believes in public lands. Let's hold him to it. Let's not let him back down on that.
Zinke announced Thursday he recommends President Trump alter at least 3 national monuments, 2 in Utah and 1 in Oregon, that are expected to reshape federal land and trigger major legal battles, according to the Washington Post. The full report has yet to be made public. The Washington Health Benefit Exchange recently announced that Wenatchee Valley Hospital has been selected to oversee in-person assistance to residents of Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties for the upcoming open enrollment period for health care. The hospital will provide free support for people signing up for health care coverage through Washington Health Plan Finder and will be responsible for building and managing a network of navigators who are available to guide individuals and families through the enrollment process. Confluence Health lead navigator in this process is Jean Bautista Reynoso, who explains what she does as a navigator and what the differences are regarding certain health plans.
A navigator is an assister that will assist people in person or via telephone, helping the people navigate through the health plan finder, assisting them find a new plan, purchase, re-enroll, or any questions regarding their medical coverage, basically.
And just to be clear, you're helping them through the process. You're not kind of directing them what to do, right?
Correct. Yes, just guiding them.
So what's the difference between a qualified health plan and the Apple Health Plan via Molina? Can you explain that?
Qualified health plan is a purchase plan through the benefit exchange, through Health Plan Finder. And the Apple Health is a Medicaid managed care plan.
The open enrollment period is scheduled to begin on November 1st, and if you need help or need more information, call Confluence Health at 509-667-7947. Coming up, scammers strike again with a jury duty ploy in the Wenatchee area. Local police agencies will hold a Run with the Cops event this weekend, and gas prices are on the rise in the Wenatchee Valley. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous.
Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean, we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
No matter what your age or ailment, when you wake up each day with a sense of purpose, life has meaning and joy.
Just wait a while, it'll get in the hole somewhere.
Helping you do this is our purpose. Highgate Senior Living, each day to the fullest.
The best thing about my life right now is
Me.
The jury duty scammers are operating in our area once again. The general ploy is you receive a call informing you that you failed to appear for a mandated jury duty and a warrant has been issued for your arrest. In order to be rid of the warrant, you need to pay money. Police say they may seem authentic and your caller ID may even show a phone number from a courthouse or law enforcement agency, and the scammers citing names of actual police and judges. The aim is to scare you into believing you missed a jury appearance. Don't fall for it. If you receive such a call, hang up and call Rivercom at 663-9911. There's still time to register for Saturday's Run with the Cops Benefit 5 and 2K Run. It's the first time that the national event is being held in the Wenatchee Valley. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department says all proceeds go to the Washington State Special Olympics.
The police departments all across the country are some of the largest fundraisers through the Law Enforcement Torch Run program for Special Olympics. Wenatchee Police Department is a top 10 organization for fundraising in the state of Washington for Special Olympics. So is Douglas County. And all the local agencies could easily get into the top 10 if we keep having events like these and have them be successful. This is just one in a series of events every year, including Tip a Cop, Polar Plunge, and now Run with Cops. It'll continue to help our local Special Olympics athletes go forward, participate at the state level, and coming next year to Seattle, I believe it's a national level Special Olympics for Summer Olympics. So big opportunity here to have a big impact on a lot of lives.
It may be too late to register online, but you can register in person Saturday night at 6 p.m. prior to the start of the run, and that will be held at Fred Meyer in East Wenatchee. Gas prices are on the upswing in the Wenatchee Valley. According to the website gasbuddy.com, the lowest price at the pump as of yesterday is $2.69 at a couple of East Wenatchee locations. That compares with the state average of $2.91 a gallon. Nationally, the average price is $2.34 a gallon, which is about 17.3 cents higher than last year on this date. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
Good evening. I'm JC Beck filling in for Eric Granstrom here on your NCW Life Sports Update. Here's what we have coming up for you tonight on the NCW Life Channel sports broadcast schedule. We're featuring the Wenatchee Wild and Chilliwack from December 30th tonight at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow at 7, it's Eastmont football versus Mount Spokane. Saturday at 2, you can watch Wenatchee and Chelan volleyball, followed at 7 by Wenatchee and Mount Bouchier football. Then it's wall-to-wall soccer on Sunday with Wenatchee and West Valley at noon, Wenatchee and Cashmere at 2, Eastmont and Cashmere at 5, and Wenatchee and Eastmont at 7 p.m. Now, if you want to see some hockey in person, this weekend is your chance. The Wenatchee Wild and new division rival, Trail Smoke Eaters, will play twice at the community rink this weekend. Voice of Wenatchee Wild Art Checker stopped by Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk more about the preseason event.
The Trail Smoke Eaters coming down. It's a little bit of a haul, actually. You know, trail, like if you look on a map, it's not that far away, but it's really mountainous and a lot of switchbacks, and getting there it's a bit of a haul. But at any rate, that team's coming down here for a pair of games tonight and tomorrow night. Yeah, the guys all came in. Officially, the BCHL mandates that players can't report until August 21st. And so, well, you know, and it varies from year to year, 22nd last year, whatnot. But on August 21st, all the players arrived, and boy, I'll tell you, we got right after it, 7 a.m. in the Orchard Room down there at Town Toyota Center. We had 34 guys lined up, and they were going through, you know, the getting to know you phase, and next thing you know, they're down at the gym, and next thing you know, they're out on the ice. And on Tuesday and Thursday, they had 2-a-day practices, and so they've been going hard, and they're just getting ready. I mean, it's time. It's going to be. Labor Day is coming, and then the next weekend we start the regular season.
The 4-period format will be utilized on both nights, tonight and tomorrow, with the game starting at 7 p.m. Tickets will be sold at the door for only $10 general admission. You'll get early taste for high school football tomorrow at the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee High is hosting its annual Jamboree for all levels with the freshmen and JVs starting at 4 p.m. The varsity teams will follow at 7. The half-field scrimmages will involve Wenatchee, Eastmont, Cashmere, Freda, And NEWS-EG-JV varsity action will be including Wenatchee facing Ephrata on the scoreboard end at 7, while Eastmont plays Kashmir on the Rec Park end. Then Kashmir and Ephrata will exchange ends and face the Panthers and Wildcats. No score will be kept, there will be no punts or kickoffs, and the coaches will be on the fields with both teams at all times. Here's what else is on tap for the weekend. Besides the Wild hosting Trail at the Rink, there's the Crescent Bar River Fest today through Sunday, featuring water sports, wine tasting, a classic car cruise, motorcycle rally, golf tournament, boat demos, and of course, partying at the beach. The Seahawks host the Kansas City Chiefs in the all-important third game of the preseason tonight at CenturyLink Field. Starters for both teams are expected to play the entire first half as well as the first series of the third quarter. The big thing to watch tonight is the offensive line for Seattle, especially at left tackle. The question following the season-ending knee injury last week to George Fant is whether Reese Odhiambo is ready to take over the spot. Matt Tobin, whom the Seahawks acquired last week in a trade, will also see time at tackle as well as left guard Luke Jokel. Kickoff on Channel 7 Creme is set for 5 o'clock. As the Mariners prepare to take on the Yankees today in the first of a 3-game weekend series, looming large over the New York clubhouse will be how many of its players will be suspended by Major League Baseball for 3 bench-clearing brawls Thursday in Detroit. A total of 8 ejections were made in yesterday's Detroit 10-6 win. Meanwhile, looming over the Mariners is whether they'll have the services of Robinson Cano or Guillermo Heredia. Both left Wednesday's game with injuries and are listed day-to-day. Ariel Miranda starts on the mound for the M's against the Yankees' CC Sabathia. First pitch is at 4:05. Seattle finds itself a half game back of the second wildcard spot heading into the weekend series in the Bronx. So to catch you up on your wildcard standings, Detroit knocked off New York yesterday 10-6. You have Colorado beating Kansas City 3-2. And then you have Chicago beating up on Minnesota 5-1, with then Texas coming over the Angels at 3-0. Those are your wildcard standings. In the American League West last night, Washington beat Houston 5-4. Texas beat LA, as I already told you, 3-0. And so that leaves our American League West standings at Houston at a record of 77-50, LA with a record of 65-63.5, Seattle at 65-63, and Texas at 64 wins and 63 losses. Oakland at 55 wins and 72 losses. Those are your American League West standings. I'm Jay Seebeck, and that's your NCW Life Sports Update.
Thank you, Jay. Construction of a new roundabout on the east side of the Senator George Seller Bridge in Wenatchee is close to completion. In fact, will be open next Wednesday. The 5th Street roundabout is the first of 3 to be built in East Wenatchee. 2 more will be created at the intersections of Sunset Highway and 9th Street and Valley Mall Parkway at 9th Street. These 2 projects are scheduled for construction in 2019. One of the most asked questions concerning roundabouts is why those instead of traffic lights? Dave Kenninger, assistant project engineer with the DOT, says there are many reasons roundabouts are the preferred choice over traffic signals.
So in general, roundabouts are safer. We get less accidents at roundabouts. When we do have accidents at roundabouts, they're less severe. You can imagine signals, especially on high-speed routes like our highways. When you get a T-bone, when somebody misses the light or just runs it, those are pretty severe accidents. Roundabouts are generally slower speeds, and that allows a lot of flexibility where people can avoid a near miss. You know, they can stop because they see that somebody's made a mistake, and so you get a lot less collisions in general. And then when you do have a collision, it's at a lower speed, and they're usually not at angle. They're kind of sideswipe accidents, so they're not as severe.
And in the long run, roundabouts more cost efficient too, right?
In the long run. Up front they cost a little more, but some of the cost savings over the long run. For one, traffic stops less at them, so you have a lot less environmental type of costs and gas costs for society. And then also, when we have a signal, we have a signal technician that visits that signal at least once a month, make sure things are working okay. And then over the course of 20 years, we need to replace all the wires and make sure everything's running right. So we end up spending a lot of money on electricity and then labor, just modifying the signal timing, because anytime a traffic pattern changes, we need to change the way the lights are programmed.
And besides the new roundabout also built on Western and Cherry in Wenatchee, the next new feature will be on Highline Drive in front of Safeway in East Wenatchee. We'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Come on out to Chelan County Fair. All your friends and neighbors will be there. There'll be cows, there'll be chickens, guitar picking, there'll be plenty of food to be shared. Come on out to Chelan County Fair. Come on out, yo, come on out to Chelan County Fair.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
And now a recap of some of our top stories. You can add John Brangwen's name of the list of people who favor changing the name of Robert E. Lee School. Brangwen is a candidate running for the Eastmont School Board.
Well, certainly I at first shied away from it because it is controversial, but, you know, my entire position running for Eastmont School Board is that I would be the one to play devil's advocate. I would be the one to challenge the board's thinking and seek more from the district, and I think after I weighed it for a long time, I feel like this is the right decision for Eastmont School District and the Wenatchee Valley in general.
The school district has been besieged with requests by some in the community who want the name changed following the Charlottesville, Virginia riots. Brangwen agrees that the current name is inappropriate.
My position is that while Lee did do some things in his life that were worthy of honor, in the end he fought against his country. He fought to enslave people and led the bloodiest war in our country's history.
Brangwen is in a runoff against Dave Peppel for the at-large seat. The school board has agreed to take the name change issue up at a future meeting. Meanwhile, a petition seeking the name change has been circulating through the district, and so far it's reported that 200 signatures have been gathered. The Washington Health Benefit Exchange recently announced that Wenatchee Valley Hospital has been selected to oversee in-person assistance to residents of Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanogan counties for the upcoming open enrollment period for health care. The hospital will provide free support for people signing up for health care coverage through Washington Health Plan Finder and will be responsible for building and managing a network of navigators who are available to guide individuals and families through the enrollment process. Confluence Health lead navigator in this process is Jean Batista Reynoso, who explains what she does as a navigator and what the differences are regarding certain health plans.
Navigator is an assister that will assist people in person or via telephone, helping the people navigate through the health plan finder, assisting them find a new plan, purchase, re-enroll, or any questions regarding their medical coverage, basically.
And just to be clear, you're helping them through the process. You're not kind of directing them what to do, right?
Correct. Yes, just guiding them.
So what's the difference between a qualified health plan and the Apple Health Plan via Molina? Can you explain that?
Qualified health plan is a purchase plan through the Benefit Exchange, through Health Plan Finder. And the Apple Health is a Medicaid managed care plan.
The open enrollment period is scheduled to begin on November 1st. And if you need help or need more information, call Confluence Health at 509-667-7947. Gas prices are on the upswing in the Wenatchee Valley. According to the website gasbuddy.com, the lowest price at the pump as of today is $2.69. That was at a couple of East Wenatchee locations. That compares with the state average of $2.91 a gallon. Nationally, the average price is $2.34 a gallon, which is 17.3 cents higher than last year on this date. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to that, let's once again take a look outside our weather window. And we are seeing A beautiful day out there today. 84 is our normal high temperature right now, and that's about where we were today. Maybe a little bit less in some areas, but boy, what a beautiful, beautiful day today with some high clouds and light wind. A little bit of haze will be out there as well. As we take a look at our satellite loop, not much happening in our weather, and we will stay pretty stagnant throughout the next probably 8 to 10 days or so. We are seeing a pretty strong flow onshore from the west, but our real high pressure that will build over the next few days and bring us the hot weather located down in the desert southwest. You can see the pinks and orange colors down that way. That temperature increase will slowly move north into the inland northwest. It'll start happening this weekend, and by the first part of next week, it will be very, very hot. In fact, we might even be talking record high temperatures on both Monday and Tuesday of next week. So let's get to that forecast tonight. Expect mild overnight lows with partly cloudy skies. Maybe a little bit of haze is all. 57 the low. Kicking off our weekend on Saturday, a little bit of haze out there. 88 the high Saturday, 94 on Sunday with sunshine. And then look at Monday and Tuesday. 97 Monday, 96 for your Tuesday. Lows in the mid-60s, and we'll stay right around that 90-degree mark on Wednesday and into Thursday with lows in the low to mid-60s. And finally tonight, believe it or not, volcano boarding has become a popular tourist sport in Nicaragua. Tourists hike to the top of the volcano Cerro Negro and simply ride a wooden board down to the bottom, trying not to fall off. Check it out. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great weekend.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Reed's Marine in Manson has your boating needs covered, offering the superior Regal lineup with options from 19 to 53 feet. With the Regal Express line, you have the freedom to explore with an innovative interior and the largest headroom in its class. Don't forget the roomy cockpit with seating to fit the whole family. From 26 to 32 feet, Reed's Marine has the Regal Express to fit your needs. View our current inventory at ChelanBoat.com or stop by our Manson showroom on beautiful Lake Chelan and see the entire Regal line.
You know, I nail it, but that's not quite good enough. All right, the full-size SUV redesigned this year. Wow. The brand new Nissan Titan, the truck everybody's talking about. And as long as we got that, let's start over. 2017 Nissan, the best-selling SUV in America. I freaking had it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.